Pero, hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's session of Reinvention Saturdays. My name is Kamoya Benjamin. Just delighted to connect with you here today. It's a great pleasure. And even as some of you come on here, I want to thank all of you that have been tuning in every single Saturday, 9:30 a.m. East African time. And by the way, it's a beautiful sunny morning here. Sun is just shining right through my window. It's really a good time because it's been cold the last couple of days. And I want to thank all of you that have tuned in over the many episodes that we've been doing on Reinvention Saturdays, and taking in the meat and applying it into your life and beginning to see the changes and the impact that you desire to see. That's the whole objective of this, that this would transform your life, that this would have an impact on your life. That's the whole idea of this. And so thank you so much for taking the time, for joining, for doing the work and being involved in it. Why is this important? Why do I care? Why spend 30 minutes every Saturday morning for an unlimited period of time sharing, teaching some of my best resources and content? It's because I know that the race is not to the swift, bread is not to the wise, It's not that you need to be at a particular place for you to win in life. What you need is a chance. And normally when that chance comes, you need to be prepared. You need to be ready to take that chance. And I have been in instances in my life where chances came to me and I was ready to take those chances, and boom, I dived into them and they had a big impact in my life. So Reinvention Saturdays is about sharpening that edge. It's about sharpening your sword. It's getting better and doing what it is that you're supposed to do as you reach for the goals that you have. I know that you are your most appreciable asset. If you develop and add value to yourself, you keep 100% of the return. You keep 100% of the investment, and you use that even as you leap and launch deeper into life to create the outcomes that you believe are possible for you. So let's get into it. Today we're talking about the Mindframes of Masters. Mindframes of Masters. And this is an interesting topic because when you think about what it takes to manifest your brilliance, what it takes to monetize that brilliance is mastery. What it takes to manifest and monetize your brilliance is mastery. And there are certain mind frames that determine how we enter into situations and the kind of way we deploy ourselves as we go into those places. There is a mind frame that governs the way you create results. There is a mind frame that is governing the amount of money that you're earning today. There is a mind frame that is governing the impact that you have today. And if you can understand the underlying patterns of each mind frame, you step into greater levels of awareness, and that helps you shift your mind frame and therefore shift your results. Christian Simpson, who taught me coaching in the John Maxwell team, has this quote that he said, and it has stuck with me to this day. And he said, you will never take your business where your thinking has not gone. You will never take your business beyond the thinking that you bring into your business. You'll never take your business beyond where your thinking has gone. And that is powerful because what it relates to is it relates to mind frames. It relates to the way that we think. It relates to the way that we approach life. That is what we're talking about. And so very quickly, let us define what a mind frame is. A mind frame is a mental outlook. It's a mental outlook. It's a mental attitude. It's a way of looking at things. A mind frame, if you were to take mind and frame and then put picture and frame, put picture in the frame, right? Does that make sense? A mind frame is a way of looking at things. It's a way of looking at things. It's a perspective, it's a set frame. Yeah? It's a set frame of the way that you look at life, the meaning you make when you see things happening. this means that, and therefore I am. That mind frame, that is the mind frame. That is a mind frame. The way you look at things, the way you perceive things. And there are two mind frames. There are two mind frames. There is a playing to win mind frame and a playing not to lose mind frame. This may sound like they're almost the same, but they're very different. There is a playing to win mind frame, playing to win, and there's a playing not to lose mind frame. I'm going to give you an example very quickly. I want you to go back to the day when you were a young boy or a young girl and you were learning how to ride a bike. Okay, that first day you went out and you had your bike and you got onto the bike, and as soon as you got onto the bike, you did not even cycle for, 3 steps before you fell off the bike. What did you do? Was it painful? Yes. You got back onto the bike. And as you got back onto the bike and you began to try again, you fell again. That was exactly my story. When I was growing up, we didn't have many bikes. And so we used to be like a group of like 10 boys, and we only had one bike. There's one boy probably who their father had bought them the bike. And so we were just taking turns to cycle that bike. And I remember that was the story for me. And it may be the story for you as well, that every time you got onto the bike and you cycled the bike, you fell. And then you got back on the bike and then you fell. And then you got back on the bike and then you fell. And then you got back on the bike and then you fell. Until you learned how to ride the bike, you never stopped getting on the bike. It doesn't matter how many times you fell. Doesn't matter how many bruises you had on your knees, on your elbows, on your head. It doesn't matter. Day after day after day after day, you kept getting on that thing, struggled with it, went for a distance, and then you fell again. You're like, wow, at least I went a slightly longer distance. Let me try again. And you got on the bike and you kept moving. There is a mind frame that governs that kind of performance. There's a mind frame that governs that kind of a performance. And that mind frame is the playing to win mind frame. That is the playing to win mind frame. And what is that mind frame? It is a mind frame that you are consciously choosing that you will go as far as you have to go with all that you have to learn as much as you can until you get the outcome that you seek. That is a playing to win mind frame. I'm going to do everything that I can with all that I have to get the outcome that I want. That is a playing to win. Now, remember, when you are playing to win, do you fall? Yes. Do you get hurt? Yes. Do you get embarrassed? Yes. Are there losses in the process? Yes. Do you stop? No. Do you calibrate your response and say, I've fallen so many times. Let me reduce the impact now. Let me shift a little bit. Let me reduce. Do you do that? No. You're playing to win. You're constantly, consciously asking yourself, what do I need to do now so that I still get the win? What do I need to do now so that I get the win? And that is a world of a difference from the playing not to lose mind frame. Please note, both of us are playing here. Both of us are playing. One is playing to win. Another one is playing not to lose. And when you're playing not to lose, you don't play the same way like someone who's playing to win. I remember when I started my advertising business and we were doing branded buses out here in Nairobi in East Africa. And after talking to several clients, I burnt my fingers because I was moving forward. I was investing in, conversations, and they were not really turning out into business opportunities. You go do a sample, you take it to the client, and the client sees what you've done and they say, wow, this is good. We'll come back to you. And then 4, 5, 7 days later, you never hear from them again. Boom. That was a failure. It didn't work. It didn't take off. Do that again. Do that again. And then the pain the failure, the disappointment that I begin to feel because of the several misses, hits and misses, the pain that I feel because of that caused me to begin to play not to lose. So let me talk to you about playing not to lose. Playing not to lose is when you calibrate your response in a situation in order to avoid pain, failure, disappointment, hurt. These are mind frames. The first mind frame is playing to win. I'm going to do everything that I can. I'm going to keep changing, but I'm focusing on the win. The playing not to lose mind frame is I'm going to do what I need to do, but I'm going to make sure I avoid the pain. So if there's pain, I move back. If there's hurt, I move back. I am playing, but I'm playing not to lose. I'm not going to feel the pain. I'm not going to feel the hurt. And so for me in my business, what I began to do is I began to calibrate my response. And I evaluated situations and I read the weather and I said, is this client going to go down that road with me? I don't think so. So that I don't burn my money and fail to, let me calibrate my response. Let me play in a way that even if they don't do the thing, I don't lose. I was playing not to lose. Completely different mind frames. Let me take you to probably something that you would connect with. The dating scene. For those of you who are watching, boy meets girl, girl meets boy, and they fall in love. I love you, it's good. They're going for coffees and dinners and dates and hikes, and it's lovey-dovey, nice. And then all of a sudden, the relationship doesn't work out. The relationship doesn't work out. Both of them are heartbroken. And they swear, I will never date again. I will never. And from that moment, boy or girl, as they're entering into the dating scene, they are calibrating their response to a suitable guy or girl in a way that they will not get hurt. And you say, the last time I loved someone to this extent, I got hurt. The last time I went this far, it was painful. The last time I went and did, it didn't work out well. And therefore, because I don't want to find myself in the same situation, hurt, disappointed, having lost, whatever the rejection, anything, because I don't want to find myself in that place, let me pull back the way I deploy myself, the way I show up into situations. That is playing not to lose. Not to lose. Not to lose. Playing to win is different. Like I told you with the boy, let's come to the dating scenario. Oh, I got hurt? Okay, I got hurt. Really? It was a bad breakup. Let me now step into the dating scene. What could I do differently to then have a fruitful relationship? That's the difference. I told you the line is so thin, it's almost invisible. That's the difference between playing not to lose and playing to win. You step back into the dating scene, but the question you're asking is, how was I in that previous relationship and how can I advance that so that I win in this relationship? I want this relationship to work. So I'm going to go full out. I'm going to be the best that I can be. I'm going to sharpen my skills. I'm going to grow. I'm going to develop so that I win in this relationship. And that is the difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. And so when we're talking about mind frames of masters, masters have understood these mind frames and can catch themselves when they are playing not to lose. In other words, they are calibrating their response driven by the fear of what could happen, like pain, loss, hurt, rejection. You catch yourself when you are operating from that mind frame, you're a master. A couple of weeks back, I talked about, from mystery to mastery. From mystery to mastery. And this is one of those areas where you need to move from mystery In other words, I don't know the game I'm playing to mastery, which is I am playing to win. This is the mind frame that I'm operating from. All right? Thank you so much for all your comments, Nduku Faith. I see you there typing in the comments in the chat over there. You're listening right now. I see you. Type in the comments. What's the big idea that you've picked up in the last few minutes that we've been together? What's that big idea that you've picked up in the last few minutes that we've been together? Comment right here below and make sure to click like if an idea really resonates with you, and support me even as we get this message to as many people out there, and share this video. We're talking about mind frames of masters. We're talking about the difference between playing to win as a mind frame and playing not to lose as a mind frame. And what we're sharing here is that if you don't know the mind frame that you're playing from, you will constantly be in an oscillating loop. You're just going through the loop of, oh, I don't know why I keep failing here. I don't know why I keep failing here. I don't know why this result keeps eluding me. I've tried so many things and it just doesn't work. Let me tell you, your hands, the thing you're doing, is as a result of the mind frame that you're operating from. This is the control center. And if you don't master what is happening in the control center, the hands will continue to give you the same result. And therefore, when you're looking at being at a heightened level of awareness, consider this quote by Albert Einstein. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. What Albert Einstein is telling us here is that there is a mind frame that is creating the circumstances that you have in life. When you look at your income, when you look at your impact, and those circumstances, there is a level of consciousness, a mind frame, a level of awareness that is creating those results. And if then you want to shift those results, you've got to master the mind frame that you are operating from. And looking at your health, what mind frame am I operating from? When you look at your finances, when you look at your relationships, when you look at your wellness in totality, what mind frame are you playing? What mind frame are you playing from? Is it a playing to win or a playing not to lose? Because to step into a better result, you've got to calibrate and be aware of the mind frame you're operating from. If you're in a wellness space and you want to get better, are you operating from a playing not to lose? Are you going to the gym? Yes. You've signed up, yes, but you're just doing enough because the last time you tore a muscle and you're playing, but the play is calibrated from a point of how do I play so that I don't lose. And so you're going to lift and be in the gym for as long as you need to be, but you're not playing full out. Compared to a person who is playing to win, they're sitting there and saying, okay, I tore a muscle last time. How do I stay in the result that I want to create? How do I reach my goal? Yes, I tore a muscle. So I'm not going to step back and say, oh, I don't want to tear a muscle again. I'm going to say, okay, how do I continue down this path, playing full out, knowing I will fail, knowing that if I go down that road, I might tear another muscle, but I'm playing full out. And that is what we did when we were children. That is what you did when you were young. You got onto the bike. Did you fall? Yes. And again, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Did you have bruises? Yeah, some of them really bad ones. Some of you still have them on your legs to this day. I remember I fell on a bike. You have a huge scar on your leg. But you came out with a trophy. You learned how to ride a bike. You mastered one of the most complex skills, balance. You mastered it. But you are playing to win. Now, I don't want to make a deduction here, but if you find people who never learned how to ride a bike, they'll tell you it's probably because they fell at some point. I fell so badly, I didn't want to ride a bike again. No, I tried that thing, it didn't work. If you hear someone say something like that, I tried that thing, it never worked. If you hear that, just know that it's because they're operating from a mind frame that is playing not to lose. I tried that thing, it didn't work. What do you mean it didn't work? What doesn't work? You just probably don't have the awareness and the skills to make the decisions that are required to get the result that you want. And so back to moving from the playing not to lose, moving into the playing to win mind frame, you've got to understand the mind frame that you're operating from. And for those of you who are here, I would love to give you a gift. And this is only available to those who are watching live. If you're watching this after this day, Saturday at 9:30 a.m., this doesn't apply for you. If you want to measure the mind frame that you're operating from, if you want to measure the mind frame that you're operating from, this is what you need to do. You need to take an assessment, and then I'm going to take time out for those of you who lift your hand and say, I'm going to do this, to interpret that assessment for you. You're going to get a result. It's a self-assessment. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Once you assess yourself, you will see the strengths that you have and where you are deploying those strengths from. Now, if you're deploying your strengths from what we call a reactive structure, you're playing not to lose. If you're deploying your strengths from a creative structure, you're playing to win. And I'd love to interpret that data for you because I'm a certified practitioner for that tool. And I'm giving it to you for free. It's for free. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to inbox us, inbox right here with your email address. Inbox with your email address. Anne is on the call here. She's on my team. Amazing. And she's going to send you instructions on what to do. In those instructions, there's going to be a link. Once you complete the assessment, I will then individually, set time with you. All right? Inbox us, and then we'll share the assessment details in your email. So back to this. Awareness is the operating system of performance. Awareness is the operating system of performance. Awareness is consciousness. What is awareness? It's consciousness. It's being alert. It's being awake. It's being present. It's being in the moment. It's being at a place where you know what's happening, how it's unfolding. That's awareness. And that is the operating system of performance. And so when you're talking about mind frames of masters, awareness, or what you would call consciousness, is big. It's big in that area. Because as you are leading in moment by moment, you are making decisions. You're making decisions. Again, choice is a function of awareness. Choice is a function of awareness. And when you are in a leadership moment, faced by failure, faced by a decision, and seeking to make a decision, in that moment, the choices that you make are a function of awareness. The extent to which you have an array of options, the extent to which you are aware of what could be possible for you, you make a choice. So when people say, I did not have a choice, it's not that they didn't have a choice, it's that the choices based on the level of their awareness was limited. Were there other choices? Yes. But those choices were outside their dashboard. Their level of awareness isn't developed to the point where they can tap into those choices. And so this is the big idea. This is the big idea. Mind frames of masters. For us to step into the playing to win mind frame, we've got to be conscious in the moment by moment as we make those decisions. We've got to be conscious by looking at, how do I make decisions? What are the drivers for the decisions that I make? And that helps you understand the kind of mind frame that you are operating from, and hence the results that you are creating in life. Let me break down for you in the next 5 minutes that we have here together the difference between the playing to lose mind frame and the playing to win mind frame. Right. The playing not to lose mind frame is fundamentally, this is a summary, driven by fear. The playing not to lose mind frame is driven by fear. I'm afraid that I will fail. I'm afraid that I'll be rejected. I'm afraid I'll look like a fool. I'm afraid that it will not work out. And because I'm afraid that it will not work out, what do I do so that I don't feel that fear? What do I do so that I don't experience the rejection, the hurt, whatever that may be? And so you're pursuing safety in that particular moment. Again, I did talk recently, 30 minutes, I talked about leading from purpose versus leading from safety. I'm going to go back there. I think Anne is on the link. Anne is on the call today. She's going to share that link. Playing not to lose is pursuing safety, is pursuing caution. After your fingers have been rammed several times, you're like, I don't want to go through that again. So what can I do so that that doesn't happen? Notice, what can I do so that that doesn't happen? Not, what can I do so that I still get the outcome that I want? So I'm avoiding pain. I'm choosing safety and not purpose. The playing not to lose mind frame focuses on problems, focuses on threats. Just looking at how do I just fix this little thing here, which is the problem. It could be the fear. It could be the situation. How do I just stay here and navigate this? Instead of asking, where should we go? It's stepping into a new level of consciousness that creates different results. Albert Einstein, again, the quote is, no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So what level of consciousness do I need to step in to create what I want, not to fix the problem that I have? Are you aware that fixing a problem is not necessarily creating an outcome? Conversation for another day. But the playing not to lose mind frame, by way of summary, is driven by fear. And the main fear centers is, I don't want to be rejected, I don't want to look foolish, and I don't want to look like a failure. 3 things: heart, head, hand. Hand is I don't want to fail. Driven by the fear of I don't want to fail. So I'm going to do everything to calibrate not to fail. Head, I don't want to look foolish. To calibrate everything based on, no, I don't want to look foolish, so I'm going to do what I need to do not to look foolish. And then, heart, I'm going to do everything not to be rejected. This is relationships. I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to fall out. I don't want to be disapproved. I don't want to be not liked. I don't want to be not accepted. And so I calibrate all my responses not to lose. The playing to win mind frame is very different. It's driven by passion. Passion for what do I want to create? What could be possible in my life? And though I fail, though I have my fingers rammed by the door and it's painful that evening, as I'm really nursing my pain, I'm not saying, what am I going to do so that I never feel the pain again? Okay? I'm thinking, what do I do so that I still get the outcome? What do I do so that I still get the outcome? That is the big question, driven by the passion, by the love for what you want, by the possibility, by the purpose, by the outcomes that are calling you to step in. All right? Driven by passion, not driven by fear. Driven by the purpose, the possibilities, not by the limitations. Now, in the big idea here, for us to step into and operate from the playing to win mind frame, we've got to catch ourselves. We have got to catch ourselves. Consciousness, I shared with you, is the operating system of performance. It's the operating system of leadership. Awareness, being aware. And the choices that you make are a function of that level of awareness. And so, having just had these two, the playing to win mind frame and the playing not to lose mind frame, I would love to dive deeper with you and just share with you how to move from the playing not to lose mind frame and how to catch yourself and how to switch into the playing to win mind frame, which is where you're making conscious decisions to create what you want. Have you failed? Yes. Have you fallen off the bike? Yes. But how do I learn how to ride a bike? I want to learn. I want to correct. I want to adjust. I want to evolve. I want to keep evolving and getting better and better. And that is what reinvention is. And that is what Reinvention Saturdays is all about. Playing to win. Let me tell you something. How many times have I started to do these live videos and then for some reason it didn't work? Many times. Back in 2017, I did a 21 days, 30 minutes every day of purpose and leadership. Did I get the results that I want? No. Did I fail? Yeah. Have I failed at many things? Oh, yes. But if I was calibrating and saying, what am I going to do so that I don't feel the pain of the failure, the pain of whatever it is that I felt last time? I was going to do something smaller. I was going to do something more little. I was going to play small. I was going to do a small game. So that, oh my goodness, I can't lose on this one. And therefore, because I won't lose, I won't feel the pain. But I've continually invested in myself. Did I do that one? Did I get the results? No, it didn't turn out the way I want. Okay, so how do I still go there? Maybe I found one way that it won't work. And constantly changing and evolving ourselves in pursuit of the outcome that we want, whether we fail or not, whether there's pain of disappointment or hurt or whatever it is, constantly evolving ourselves and moving in the direction of the outcome that we want is playing to win. And that is the mind frame of masters. That's the mind frame of being masterful. And that's what I desire for you. Thank you. My time is up here today. Thank you for tuning in. Again, Anne is on the call. Thank you so much, Annie. Great support here from you. Inbox us your email address. Okay. I noticed some of you wrote it live. And anyway, we're going to work with that. Inbox us your email address, and we're going to share with you instructions on how to get this assessment. The assessment is free, and I'm going to do the debrief for you for free. Again, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because it hurts me when I see people with great potential and they are broke. It hurts me to see people that have great capacity and they are living below their ability to, bring impact and income into the world. Why it hurts me is because we all can do better when we know better. And that's why I'm doing this. As you may know, my purpose in life is to raise a generation of leaders in the marketplace. And as I raise a generation of leaders in the marketplace, these are the resources that I looked for. I paid top dollar to learn this. And my goal and desire is to raise a generation of leaders, raise 1 billion leaders. Yes, you heard that right, 1 billion, 1B. And so what we're doing is really to make resources accessible, available, and affordable. And everybody's starting at some journey. I started with free resources. Someone invested in me, big time. All the books that I read, probably my first 400, 300 books to read, someone was investing in me in that way. There was a program somebody had invested to raise leaders. They probably don't know me, but I was a beneficiary of that program. And so this is what it's all about. So there's no dangling carrot somewhere. This is about adding value to you. So play to win. Play to win. Put your email address in there. Let us have that email address. Instructions will come to you. And because we have your email address, we will tell you when we will do a group debrief for all of you so that you really understand what is this? What is this result? Where am I playing to win and playing not to lose? My goodness. I wish you take this up. All right? Blessings, be well, bye for now, and see you again next Saturday, right, same place, 9:30 a.m. Click share and get this message to as many people as possible. Click share. Support me get this to as many people as possible. Blessings, be well, bye for now, and I'll see you on the other side when we're doing the debrief. Bless you.